Now, humanity, roughly around 6 million years ago, begins on Vega, which is the alpha star, in Lyra. And Lyra is, of course, a constellation. When 3.5 million years ago, the Andromedans began colonizing all the various solar systems, let's call them, or star systems, whatever you would prefer, they began to understand the nature of what they were doing, and their wisdom was so great that they decided to change things. Now, the Andromedan Confederation is the largest group of star nations within the Galactic Federation. Also, astronomers looking at Andromeda have found that the largest degree of exoplanets, as they call planets existing outside our solar system, and possible inhabited ones, are in Andromeda. They've discovered 12 Earth-like planets in Andromeda. Now, we'll get into Andromeda and all the things related to it right now, because I think it's important. Here is Andromeda. Andromeda sits with Pegasus. So if you would look to the left, you see Andromeda. If you would look to the right, you see Pegasus. The thing we're going to be talking about later, the last thing we'll be talking about, is about the great square Pegasus. And it's called part of both because right over here is the alpha star in Andromeda, which is Alpheus. Now, you will notice if you look around that just about all of these have Arab names. That's because the Arab astronomers were the first to actually observe the sky and name everything and using the old Greek systems, because they kept the old Greek books and all the knowledge that had been gleaned by the Roman and Greek civilizations. And so you get things like chemistry, which is an Arab name. You get mathematics, and the misnamed Arab numerals, which are really Indian numerals, etc. So just remember that as you look around about the importance of the ancient Arab astronomers and the knowledge that the Arab civilization kept. The civilization would move eventually into Spain in the 8th and 9th centuries, and that would then lead to information being kept. This was eventually given to the Irish monks, and etc. We have the knowledge of Greek and Roman times, or at least a great semblance of it. But remember, a center point for all of this isn't just the Arab civilization as we're talking about, it's Andromeda. The Andromedans are the keepers of the great wisdom of this square, and also are the masters of spiritual science. Now let's look at some of these stars. This is Alpheus, as it says here, Alpha Andromeda. And what happens with astronomy is the brightest stars are named according to the Greek alphabet. And of course, Alpha, Beta, Gamma. That's the first 3 stars. So this is Alpheus, Alpha Andromeda. Alpheus is this star grouping of constellations has the most binary, tertiary, and quaternary stars of any other constellation in our galaxy. Now this is Alpheus. It's only 97 light years from our sun. Here's another example. This is Beta Andromeda, which is Mirage. Mirage is farther out. It's 197 light years from the sun. What we have to remember when we look up at the stars is you can't see the distances. All you see are dots of light. They have used interferometers to figure out the distance. What all of this simply means is that if we were to really do a map of the stars around us, we would have to do a 3D map in which all of the constellations were seen not as one little two-dimensional thing with all the dots connected by lines, etc. We would actually see a three-dimensional map in which some would be closer, others would be farther away. That's just what we have to head towards. So we are beginning to now get astronomy being done where we actually start building these kind of computers and these kind of star maps. When we have 3D star maps and you can really see them, it'll look so different than what you see with the constellations, because you'll get an idea of just how different is the distances from one star to another compared to our sun. Here's another example. Almach is a quadruple star. The main one you see is right here, one of the minor ones over here. Basically, the system is 350 light years away. Now I'm going to get to a system that belongs to the wonderful being that has been helping me, which is Azu, and this is his home system. It's Upsilon Andromeda A. It's part of a binary star, which means there's Upsilon Andromeda A and Upsilon Andromeda B. So this is Epsilon Andromeda A. It's a solar system roughly 44 light years from Earth, which means it's farther than Vega. But it's still within our neighborhood. Normally, because of the great distances, we look at everything around us. We check all the distances of the stars, and roughly if we can see stars that are within 100 light years of us, we call that our neighborhood. That's what astronomers refer to when you hear something talking about Earth's neighbors or the sun's neighbors. That's what they're talking